Shalom, this is vacation video number 10. We are on Hilchos Torah, Perek Gimel, Halacha Aleph. The Rambam says in a quite poetic fashion, B'shlosha ktarim nichtur Yisrael, with three crowns Bnei Yisrael were crowned, Keter Torah, Keter Kahuna, Keter Malchus. The crown of Torah, the crown of the Kohen, and the crown of royalty of Malchus. Keter Kahuna, so the crown of the Kohen, Zachabal Aaron, right? And that was Aaron got it. Shneim already quotes a pasuk. Lo zaro, Vaisel lo zaro achara bris kuhunas olam. That it should always be for you an eternal covenant, meaning to the Kohanim. Keser Malchus, Zachabal David, right? The Keser Malchus of the royalty that David got. Shneimar zaro li olam yeh v'chiso kashemesh negdi. That David's kingdom David's family will always be the kings. Keser Torah. What about the crown of the Torah? So that crown is sitting and waiting and ready for any Jew to take. Moshe, Morashak Hilas Yaakov. The Torah was given to Moshe as an inheritance for all of Yaakov, meaning all of Yaakov's descendants, which is us, the Jewish people. Whoever wants that crown can come and take it. Maybe you'll think that those crowns, the ones of Kahuna and the ones of Malchus, of the kingdom, are greater than the ones of Torah. Hario Omer, Bi Malachim Yimluchu, Veronzim Yichalchu Tzedek, Bi Sarim Yishoru. Halamata Sheketer Torah Godol Mishnayos. This pasuk from Mishlei tells us that the crown of Torah is greater than the other two crowns. Okay. Amru Chachamim. So now the Rambam is going to go and prove to you just how great Talmud Torah is, and then he's going to explain what you have to do to become this Talmud Chacham and wear the crown of Torah. So he says that he quotes the Chachamim. This is Halacha Beis. He says Amru Chachamim Mamzer Talmud Chacham Kodem L'Kohen Gadol Amaretz. That a mamzer is somebody who's born out of an illicit and illegal relationship. So let's say two siblings have a child, or somebody has a child out of an affair, right? Where we quote, right? So that child is called a mamzer. In English, a mamzer is not such a nice language, but a mamzer is a bastard. But the English definition is not the Hebrew one, right? So that's the idea that here it's not a child born out of wedlock. It's not that it's a child born when a mother isn't married. That child is not called a mamzer. Mamzer is when the relationship was 100% illegal, meaning so siblings are not allowed to have relations, and the mother and son, or father daughter, or somebody having an affair, those types of things, that's not allowed, and the product of that is called a mamzer. So let's imagine you had a mamzer who happens to be a Talmud Chacham, right? So this kid, he was born a mamzer. He didn't do anything wrong himself. He was born a mamzer. He said, "You know what? I'm a mamzer, but I'm going to make the best out of the situation." So what does this kid do? So this kid goes ahead and he decides to learn Torah, and he becomes a Talmud Chacham. Now let's imagine that this mamzer and this mamzer Talmud Chacham and the Kohen Gadol, who's not as great of a scholar as the mamzer, are wheeled into the emergency room at the exact same time, right? So they come in, right? They're at the exact same time. They're wheeled into the emergency room, and there's only one doctor. So the doctor looks at both of them, and they're both in a life. They're the exact same, having the exact same life-threatening situation, and they're both there. So the question is, who do we save first? Right? So on the one hand, you're looking at the Kohen Gadol, as the Rambam says, this Kohen Gadol, Shneimar Yikrahi Mifnimnim Kohen Gadol Shenichnas L'Fnei. This Kohen Gadol goes into the Kodesh Kodashim, and Yom Kippur is the only time of the year that we're allowed to go into the Kodesh Kodashim, this most sacred of places, and the only person allowed to go in is the Kohen Gadol. And even so, even though only Kohen Gadol is allowed to go in, if this Kohen Gadol is not as great of a scholar as our mamzer, so then guess who's going to get to go in first? The Talmud Chacham. So that's just proving the fact that the Torah, that scholarship in Torah, is greater than scholarship in Kahuna, because if you had this mamzer, it was the lowest of the low of the classes in Jewish law, is wheeled in at the same time as the Kohen Gadol, even though the Kohen Gadol goes into the Kodesh Kodashim and he has a great position, the mamzer Talmud Chacham is going to take precedence. My question for you, which I'd like you to answer, and you can send me the answer, and I'd love to hear it, is why would I have thought, the Havamina, why would I have thought that the crown of Kahuna, the crown of the Kohen, and the crown of David HaMelech was greater than Talmud Torah? Why would I have ever had that thought? I'd love to hear your answer, and I can't wait. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.